Biggity bam.
Snickety snooch.
Welcome to Sonic Legacy, where we dive into the timeless tales and transformative tunes that have shaped generations.
All right, everybody, welcome back, Sonic Legacy. We're still talking about our island albums. This is episode 2.
Dose.
I'm still basking in the sun and in the beautiful Aruba. Gary is somewhere, probably in Hawaii.
I don't know, but there's no breeze.
There's no summer breeze or steel breeze.
Oh,
damn. Look that up, kids.
You don't want me anymore.
We'll go there if you want. I'm a fan. And Alan is in beautiful office.
Well, I don't want to ruin like the vacation thing, but you know,
he's a vacation all ever wanted. He is the go-go's
this is
of
real.
the group.
Yes, this is the real. This is the reality of the world. I'm working.
Yeah, yeah, really. So we left off. We done our 2, Gary. So we're going back to you. You want to start this around?
Oh,
again?
I get to start them off. All right,
you got to fire them off, Gary.
Burn them up. I can fire them off. Oh, is he gonna burn them off?
Oh, he's gonna burn them off.
Okay, Andy. So last episode, you were not remiss because you did mention the Butch Walker.
Who is this guy again? Let me write that down.
So Butch Walker. Look, I consider myself late to the Butch Walker phenomenon myself because I did not get into it until this particular album. At which point I listened to his stuff quite a bit and then went backwards and listened to previous stuff and have followed him ever since. So for me, when I decided to look at Butch, I'm like, I could easily put 10 Butch albums or Marvelous 3 stuff on my list.
Yes.
Easily. I could easily fill it up. And he's such a diverse artist. That there's a lot of moods, different, there's rockin' songs and all that stuff. But for me, I'm like, if I'm gonna go to Butch, I've got to pick Marvelous 3, and I've got to pick the album that started it all for me. Which, in that aspect, I think it launched at least half a dozen other fans as a result.
Absolutely.
So for me, the first thing that I listened to, the first thing I heard from Butch was the Hey album, Marvelous 3. Well, not the Hey album, but Hey album.
Hey album, yeah.
Marvelous 3. I think this is a phenomenal album front to back, kind of like I've discussed with other ones. Alan, if you haven't had a chance to listen to this one, you will love it. It's got it's definitely poppy. Their only real hit. The hit that launched the rest of his career, I'm sure, is on this album.
Yes.
And look, it was very difficult for me to pick anything from Butch and put anything ahead of anything else, but I just think this particular album is solid. And there's just no for fans, I don't think anybody would disagree with me on that part of it. So
no,
that's it.
I agree. I don't know what to tell you there. It's I don't know.
Well, Alan, you mentioned Glenn, Butch's more recent album, and I think that might be a thing with his music, that it's when you get into it that kind of becomes your favorite. At the time, you can appreciate everything else, and you'll go through phases of listening to different albums, and you'll hear how different each one is, because they do have sort of a vibe to each one. But I can understand why, like, I know this isn't your island album, but I could see why you would like Glenn.
Well, it almost, I'm not going to lie. It was in consideration. I mean that. I adore it. Anyone who can sort of, I love someone. It's kind of, it's a concept album in the vein that it's a 70s-ish record. Yeah. But I think most people would take a 70s route, which would be a little bit different than, say, Jackson Brown. And when I hear someone do a spot on a song that could be Jackson Brown,
Yeah, that's true.
and Andy knows my love for Jackson. I just hear something like that, and I'm like, that is talent. That's not an imitation. It's not a cheap copy. It is talent, because it's like he wrote a Jackson Brown song.
Yeah, yeah.
And I mean, but it's good. It's not a copy. It's not a knockoff. It's a holy cow, that stands right with it.
It's like is that a hidden track I didn't know about by Jackson Brown?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and I was telling him, and then my mouth was, and the more I listen, the more I'm like, oh my God, because the hooks keep coming at you. It's kind of, I'm going to get apples thrown at me here, but it's a little bit like Taylor Swift. And I just mean, it's just they never run out of these hooks.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. Gary, I'm
Great
completely
choice. Anything, but he's amazing, man.
I'm completely happy with that choice. So you're not going to upset me with that at all. You can threaten me with a good time. Well, listen. What?
I ain't mad at you.
Yeah, I already be knowing that. Listen, I would be remiss if I don't mention Butch Walker on this episode. So,
Be remiss.
Next.
Are you telling me that you have 2 in your top 10?
No, my next album though, Gary.
Produced?
No.
Oh,
mixed? We discovered this artist because of Butch Walker.
Dude, great pick.
Resurrection by Brian Vander Ark.
Yeah.
Is most people, I guarantee you, that are listening to this don't even know who Brian Vander Ark is. Who was the lead singer of the Verve Pipe. This album, he was the opener for the first time I ever got to see Butch Walker live. 2005-ish, Gary? Something like that?
I don't know.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. He was opening. And me, Gary, and Bobby Horton, our guitar player friend, the Beard himself, we're sitting there in a bar in Chicago watching this guy open a show for Butch Walker. And all 3 of us, who were all musicians, were just like, what the F are we listening to? This is one of the greatest things I've ever witnessed. We all went down and bought a CD. We listened to it all the way back, driving 5 hours from Chicago back to Cincinnati. Yeah. And all were in like, I don't understand what we're listening to. I didn't know a full album could be that good.
Yeah.
This is one that I've begged people, if you want to see a master class in storytelling and songwriting, Resurrection. Vander Ark's phenomenal on his own, but this album specifically is just. I mean, we got it to Kevin Hayes, and he'll tell you it's one of his favorites probably of all time. So Brian Vander Ark, Resurrection. If you don't know it, I urge you to please give it a listen. It's just brilliant.
Yeah, he's always been fascinating to me. He reminds me a little bit of like Chris Cornell, a little bit how when the Verve Pipe came out, and I heard that song that everyone heard, and I think
but
I always thought to myself, there's something more to. That's not just a standard pop song. I mean, it's very deep. The lyrics are extra thick. You're just like, this is really awesome, right? Set to a really cool, dark, melody, and then he kind of does these solo things, and you kind of introduced me a lot to those things. And he does these little covers, and he's a very interesting artist. And this lot more depth there than because what was out when the Freshman was out. Tub thumping. I mean, whatever. I'm just saying what you would hear these things on pop radio, and it's like, oh, that stands out. Like that is sharp.
Yeah,
very cool.
Yeah. So again, these are our opinions, and this is just. In my world, this is now my still listen to on a regular basis, and it still moves me the same way it moved me the first time I heard it. I'm still in awe that, and we've got to see him live multiple times. We've met him, and it's you watch it, and you're like, you're watching someone that is a master at his craft, and no one. We make the wrong people famous.
Man, that's a great pick. That's a great pick. I have to say,
I wondered if you had it on yours.
Not on my list, and I'm almost ashamed that it's not, because it is really, really good.
Look, I had to make some cuts, but I just kept saying, man, I keep going. At the end of the day, am I gonna play this album over this album? And
Yeah.
Resurrection always rose to that top. Always. It's like I have to have this in my life, and I'm so thankful that he made this album. So anyway, Alan,
Man, I'm feeling standard bearer here. Another, I'm feeling like, maybe I'm like, maybe I picked up Rolling Stone and read it.
he's like, I've got Def Leppard's Pyromania.
Oh, dude, that was on the list. So was Hysteria.
I thought hard about some Def. I pushed it aside.
Dude, I'm gonna go with, and this is actually because I'm on a desert island. If I don't have Thunder Road somewhere,
Oh, okay.
well, then where would I be? So I'm gonna go Born to Run, Bruce Springsteen. I think Born to Run and Thunder Road, two of the greatest rock and roll songs ever written. They're wonderful, gigantic, epic. That whole album, and again, another 8 song. It's only 8 songs, but it's so good. Jungle Land, Backstreets. Just I cannot say enough about it. Again, everyone else may not be a big Springsteen file, but for me, that would be one if I did not have Thunder Road on that desert island,
Yeah.
forget it. One song could make the whole thing.
So I had a couple of albums where I had the same thought process. Like I have one that I took it off my list. And it was only on there specifically for one song because I'm like in the same vein. I don't want to live in a world without this one song, but I didn't want to sacrifice another album spot that I knew I needed. But I totally understand what you're saying, and I have you kind of turned me on to some Bruce, and I'm still not a I'm never gonna say I'm a huge Bruce fan, but I'm starting to respect his song. And Thunder Road alone is one that I think is we're lucky to be alive in a world that has a song like that on the planet, in my opinion. So
There are some musicians that are definitely in that discussion of great songwriters. I'm not a big Bruce Springsteen fan, but only because I just didn't really listen to him growing up.
Never clicked for us.
As a result, I can't speak intelligently about his stuff, but I definitely understand why people would pick that and pick anything by him, really.
Yeah, and what's funny is he's got a ton of stuff, and I'm not a fan of every single thing. And I remember someone saying, "Well, this is the best record, Nebraska." And I mean, I listened to that and I went, "Okay, no, I'm out. I'm out."
You're actually wrong.
And that's coming from someone who I think that I love. I love Bruce Springsteen, and I would say Born to Run or Tunnel of Love is another great album. But it's like, I mentioned if you talk to the Springsteen people, it's Nebraska. And
that's an artist that I do need to go back and we
both do.
Asked about different artists that missed at the time and want to go back and listen to. That's one I'd like to try that out, go back and give it a listen. Oh,
hold on 1 second. I have something coming in. Yeah, Bruce Springsteen is still inducting people into the Hall of Fame from the E Street Band. Still? It's been 10 years?
For the record, I hovered over the pause button because I thought there was something serious going on. Andy, you sold it. You sold that well.
I was acting.
Genius.
It's been an ongoing joke with me and Bob Horton from the time we were there while the E Street Band was getting inducted, and it seemed like there were 49 people being inducted. I was like, so let me get this straight.
How long is E Street?
God, he's got the barber now. Look, this is a totally separate rant. I'll make it as quick as I can. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame limited Kiss to 4 members. That was the only people that could be inducted. Springsteen inducted the second keyboard player who replaced this guy. Everybody, if you walked into the studio while he was recording, you were inducted into the Hall of Fame as a member of the E Street Band. But Kiss did not get to mention Eric Carr, who was in the band longer than Peter Criss.
The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is a joke. So,
I'm sorry. Now my face is getting. I'm getting verklempt.
Yeah, Andy, sit back, relax.
Jesus Christ!
All right, we're gonna try to do a round 2.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna take.
Wait, did I do one? Oh, I did do one. Okay,
yeah,
sorry.
It's on me.
Gary.
On me.
Gary.
And, it's really humorous to be telling you the next pick.
Oh boy,
because there's something you guys just said. Look, this is a band that they lost me after a while. I just quit following them, and I didn't really pick them back up. And I'm sure they still have some decent music out there. But Huge fan of their early work. And I really had a hard time picking between albums. I picked this one over the one that I really want to pick.
Please be bold, boys. Please be bold.
Because I started because I started considering the fact that that not only is this one probably it's definitely a bigger album, I think, for them.
Oh, I think I know where you're going.
But also it's a bigger album. I think there's more songs on it, so I was getting more songs for my money. Def Leppard, you guys mentioned a minute ago, and
that's
Def
not
Leppard.
where I thought you were going.
I picked Def Leppard. I wanted to pick Pyromania. I picked Hysteria.
Oh my God!
Look, a masterpiece.
You,
I swear to you, I thought you were going another direction, and I was going to blurt it out.
You know, I didn't. Because we brought that album up on this podcast before, and every time it's been me. Every time I say it, everyone kind of gets weird, and I'm like, or at least I thought you did. And so
Gary, listen, he don't play poker with Gary. He holds it, man. He's got a poker face.
Gary,
you don't really seem to get very excited about anything.
Yeah, so. He's excited right now. Look at him.
Look at me. I'm going back.
But interesting enough, Gary, I'm surprised you didn't go Pyromania because in my opinion, now again, just yours, I think Pyromania is a better album because it's more rock. But Hysteria, I think, has some better songs.
That's the problem I had. Pyromania, I went back and forth. Look,
I mean, the song Hysteria alone is kind of worth the price of admission.
That song alone is boring. That song is God.
I've got a slideshow that I made just for my own benefit. Okay. Just so I could, because I got some details about the album and the tracks, so I can look at the tracks for my own benefit. It was an easiest display.
I have a Word document.
I could show it to you. But anyway, and I literally changed this 2 or 3 times, going back and forth between Pyromania and Hysteria. And I thought, you know what? Sonically, though, as rock and roll as Pyromania is, sonically, there's so much to look at the story of Rick Allen and all that came into it. And I'm like, there's so much more to that than just the songs.
Just a rock band.
And man, I mean, the whole thing's a solid album.
Oh, I love this pick. This is not at all what I expected from you.
I can't wait to find out later what you thought I was going to pick. But
look, it was on my list. And it might be one of my favorite. I mean, I love that record to the point where it's probably not natural. I mean, I think it is like when I say sonically. So what you just said is sonically, right? And when I say sonically, I hear Andy Parker in my ear going, "Yeah, they overproduced it.
It's overproduced.
It's overproduced. It's too much." I hear Brent Walter sitting behind the counter at the record tape outlet going, pour some sugar, but you cannot deny that it is hooky and it's guitars and Steve Clark. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm more excited about your record than you are.
That album literally poured some sugar on you.
It did. We need to pause for a commercial break.
Hysteria, that song, and then I'm going to shut up. I'm sorry. Hysteria, that song is my top. It's in my top, whatever you want to call it, 5, 10, 100, whatever. It is perfect. It is a perfect song.
Well, by the way, aforementioned Brent Walter did say, he goes, "You guys really want to make it hard? Just pick your top island songs. Just make songs, not even albums." So you got to narrow down to songs. I'm like, Brent, look, I'm having trouble with albums. I'm getting agita, man. I'm having issues. I've taken Tums today. And it's pointless. It's just a stupid podcast. But I love music. I love talking about music, and I still think Pyromania would have been a better pick. But I love that you chose a Def Leppard. I did not see Def Leppard coming out of you.
It's a very, very hard pick between those two.
It is. I so enjoy because I batted these two around like a cat, ding, 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 and I just took Def Leppard off my list completely. Spoiler.
I think that's what I did too. I had them picked and I couldn't do it. But Rocket and Animal, and if you've ever listened to Rocket, like really heard it, like it is.
But see, I go for Too Late
nothing. There's songs about nothing.
I get into Too Late for Love and Rock Till You Drop, and that's where I get stuck. Yeah. And I love Photographs still. I think it's such a great album. And Rock of Ages and Fooland. I mean, gosh, Fooland I think is such an underrated because it was swallowed up by Rock of Ages and Photograph. Fooland's such a great song. But anyway, I'm going to change my list. Hold on.
You can't do that, Andy.
Just go ahead and add Pyromania to my list.
I just thought it was funny. I just thought it was funny because around the first round, you guys talked about Pyromania and Hysteria making a joke, and I'm like, that's the next one on my list that I was going to
joke about all you want.
Well, thank you for not chickening out, and I'm so happy. Like, you're my hero now. I just love that record.
When we pause for the next episode, I'll tell Gary where I thought he was going.
Okay, yeah.
Or I tell you what I could do. Let's see, I got to pick another album, right?
Yep. It's all you.
So I will do this. This is going to take a minute. So Gary Kelly is the reason I chose the album I'm going to mention next. This was a band like Def Leppard, Gary. Big fans of the early career, later career. I got away from this band.
Not so much.
But everyone thinks that their career was peaked at this certain era, like 4 or 5 albums in. But there's another album that came out a little after one of the 2 big ones that I think is actually their best album, and that is the band is Bon Jovi.
Oh, okay.
Which I struggled with a Bon Jovi album because first of all I was like, is Bon Jovi big enough for me to say I want this? And I'm still not sure. But if I have to pick a Bon Jovi album, I go with an album called Crush. It is
wow.
Well, let me pull up here what was on that album, and shit. Now I gotta find it again. Hold on, I had it pulled up and I lost it. Talk amongst yourselves for a minute.
Look, I'm not gonna pick on you for Bon Jovi at all
but this is what I thought you were gonna say, Gary.
For me, Bon Jovi. I mean, I discovered my own voice singing to Bon Jovi back in the day. So in the early days, so Bon Jovi, I've been a fan of for a long time.
So
not so much the later stuff.
This is the track listing for this album, and this is an album I bought. I was kind of done with Bon Jovi after New Jersey and Slippery, and then they'd had their massive success, and I was like, they'd keep the faith. It was okay. I didn't love it, but it was okay. But I bought it on a whim because I'm a Bon Jovi fan, and I was like, I'm gonna buy this album, give it a shot. This album crushed. So this has "It's My Life," the hits, or "It's My Life" and a song called "Thank You for Loving Me." That may be the only 2 songs people know off this album. But this album is really, if you want to listen to some Bon Jovi that is good, not where his voice is struggling and where they're not sure what they're doing because they're trying to stay with the trend. Down the line, "It's My Life," a song called "Say It Isn't So," "Thank You for Loving Me," "Two Stories to Town," which is just a wonderful song.
Yeah.
"Next 100 Years," another wonderful song. "Just Older," it's a story. That song's about
that's
aging. Yeah, it's about aging and realizing I'm not old, I'm just older. "Mystery Train" is kind of not a great track, but it's still worth listening to. A song called "Save the World," mediocre. This song here, stupid title, I fucking love this song. "Captain Crash and the Beauty Queen from Mars." It's got a Bowie vibe to it. It's fantastic. "She's a Mystery," "I Got the Girl," and "One Wild Night." This album is, if you don't know this album, you should. And that's why I take it with me, because Gary had said to me when I was struggling, he goes, "Listen, you could sing all of "Slippery When Wet" in your head. So you don't need to take it with you. You got those songs memorized. I could sing sing. But you could manifest "Wanted Dead or Alive" in your head or "Living on a Prayer." But I can't pull up "Captain Crash and the Beauty Queen from Mars" like that. But I'll drop the needle on that. And I'm telling you, this is a fantastic Bon Jovi album. If you like Bon Jovi, you're missing out if you are not owning and listening to this album. Foot is down.
Probably the last great thing they put out, honestly.
I remember liking it a lot.
I think so. Alan, I urge you. You're a fan. If you don't know this album, put it on your Spotify and let it run.
I remember. I was just saying. I think it's the last good stuff. At least I know all the singles. It's the last the last quality thing I think they put out. Bon Jovi is such a, and we need to do a
Oh,
Bon Jovi episode
oh,
because
we will.
it is so. It's I don't mean I don't know that they're so polarizing, but it's so it's such an A and B side. You know, it's kind of like the Marlon Brando's career. You get those early great films like, you know, and then you get The Godfather, and then all of a sudden it just goes off a cliff. And now Bon Jovi's sort of this, you know, older guy on Kelly Clarkson's show. You know, it's
Exactly.
you know what I'm saying? It's
Yes.
like I remember when he was the bomb. You know, I remember slapping his hand from the second row on the Slippery When
Oh,
Wet tour when Cinderella opened up for him, and I didn't want to wash my hand.
yeah.
You know, and now I'd be like, don't give it just be.
It
It's
just wouldn't be
just
that big a deal.
right, and it just some things don't go. You know, some rock and roll kind of stays around, but you know, Bon Jovi's one of those ones that
Yeah. Well, again, this is just a if you've never listened to the album and you like the band, do yourself a favor, put it in, listen to it. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. It's some of his best writing. Truly is good writing. Him and Richie writing just some good songs, and there's you can see this is a band that is aging, and they're writing some
And
songs that are
next
retrospective.
episode, I'll tell you my Bon Jovi pick.
Oh, I'm excited, Alan.
But let's move on to Alan.
all right,
Wrap
so
this bad boy up.
this is one of those bands that when we did talk about them, I kind of made fun of them. You know, if they've been around for 30
Primus.
year 30 years 30 years, and they have a lot of albums, but I would call only 3 of them like great, you know, and the rest of them are kind of and you would
Ween.
think that's weird coming from me because I love Dave Grohl so much. um
Oh,
but the Foo Fighters, The Color and the Shape,
Fighters.
number one, it would have my Desert Island song Everlong on there. I could not live without Everlong ever. It's one of the greatest songs ever written.
I get
But,
that.
but it has Monkey Wrench, My Hero, and my favorite Foo Fighters song other than Everlong, which is a song called Hey Johnny Park, which is just amazing. And it represents, that album represents to me the last, you know, really great mass material that Dave Grohl wrote where the songs really meant, you know, and again, I'm not saying it's the last great music. Best of You came out after that, and you know,
Yeah,
times
but
like
I'm with you
these.
on Everlong is one of the songs that come along in a lifetime. You're like, wow,
Yeah,
that's special.
it's
Uh,
special.
I mean,
And
I see it the same way you do. I'm a huge fan of that song, and I actually like the acoustic version even a little better.
Yeah. I would say if you're talking about the CD, I would say Silver and Round. That's The Color and the Shape. Anyway,
Gary, come on, man. We were still recording when you said that.
oh crap, I'm sorry. Look, I mean, I danced around Foo Fighters trying to decide if there was any that I wanted to put on my list. They did not make the cut, but that is not to take anything away from them because I'm actually a Foo Fighters fan.
Yeah, I never knew
I say
with
that
you,
fast.
Gary.
Foo Fighters fan.
Foo Fighters fan.
I like the Foo Fighters. No, I do. I
Um,
like them quite a bit.
but there are some great, like Best of You. Like some of their songs just stand out so much more than the other
yeah.
things on the album. Like he really, when he writes one, he writes one.
Yeah.
It becomes this epic thing. Times like these, there are songs that you could think like,
Oh,
my God, those are incredible. But for whatever reason, and The Color and the Shape just kind of stuck. It just, I remember living in Florida, driving back and forth to Gainesville. I was dating some girl living in Gainesville, and I could not stop listening to Everlong. I could not believe what I was hearing.
yeah.
It was that good.
You know,
Yeah.
my problem for me for the the Foo themselves. I never think they have a fully great album. I think they have great songs on each album, but as an album, I don't love
That's right.
everything that's on
Yeah.
any particular album of it. And I don't. It's not a problem. I just find like I think that's why I never get into big discussions about them because I don't know enough about them. I know they're hits.
What
If
is
you ever
is
heard
Wasting
Wasting
Light?
Wasting Light
Yeah,
is a
that's a
front
great
to
album.
back, front to
Yes.
back.
Really?
You
Okay.
will, it will be one of your favorite records you've ever heard. Butch
Yeah.
Vig
Okay.
produced it. That was what I was going to say. Wasting Light, the debut, and Color and the Shape. Those are the 3 most listenable front to back. But Wasting
Okay.
Light is a masterpiece.
Yeah.
And I should have picked it really, but you know, it didn't have Everlong. Everlong's the tiebreaker. You know?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny because that's exactly the album I was thinking too. Was Wasting Light.
Yeah, it's spectacular.
Nice. Well, that's a good way to end this one, guys. So thanks so much for if you're still watching episode 2 of this. We're moving on to 3. We'll see you on the next go around. Thanks again, everybody.
Bye.
Hang on, I actually forgot I was in control.
This has been a Touch of Madness production, brought to you by the creative minds at Tommy Twins Media.